Hey there, this is John from Heroes and Legends, and today we have more Shadows Over Innistrad spoilers to take a look at. So as the weekend goes on, there are more clues and puzzles on the Wizards of the Coast website. As players solve those puzzles, they're revealing more cards, and there's also some tie-ins with the 3 Grand Prix that are going on across the globe as well. So yesterday we saw 6 brand new cards. Today we have 3 more to look at, and no doubt there'll be more as the weekend continues, so look for another video at least by tomorrow. And Monday will be the official start of spoiler season, so look for videos all next week, at least Monday through Friday, with new cards that are being revealed. So having said that, let's jump into the 3 brand new cards. First, we have Declaration in Stone. Costs a white and a generic. This one's a rare sorcery. Exile target creature and all other creatures its controller controls with the same name as that creature. That player investigates for each non-token creature exiled this way. Okay, so first off, it's a sorcery, so that's a little less exciting. Obviously, these type of cards, especially 2-drop removal, is a lot better at instant speed than it's going to be at sorcery speed. But at the same time, this is also a white removal spell that isn't contingent on having the creature either being tapped, attacking, or blocking, which is what we've seen in recent years. So it does give a little bit more versatility to white being able to defend itself. Now, having said that, giving the clue tokens is a pretty significant drawback, considering you don't really want your opponent to draw cards or have the opportunity to see more cards, especially in more powerful formats such as Modern, Vintage, or Legacy. Could this see some standard play? Possibly. The fact that it's at sorcery speed is going to hurt it a little bit, and the fact that it does have a pretty good drawback could also hurt it. Could see some play out of the sideboard if some sort of token strategy arises. Again, we probably haven't seen enough cards from the new set to know if that's going to be the case or not, because this is a very good card against tokens. Now, it also can deal with threats that are very difficult to deal with, especially if you're maybe playing blue-white control and there's not a whole lot of ways to deal with creatures that are already on the board other than tempo plays or counterspells. So if a deck like that emerges, possibly you might see some fringe standard play, but it's kind of a long shot. I think where this card will really shine is Commander, because it will let you get rid of threats. The investigation tokens won't be quite as big of a drawback in a multiplayer scenario, and if anyone's playing a token commander deck, this basically just wipes out their tokens, so I can see it seeing some play there. As far as limited goes, this is still going to be okay for you in limited, even though the drawback's still there as far as giving your opponent the clue token. It's not quite as devastating in a game of limited where the draws aren't going to be as powerful. And this is going to help you get rid of your opponent's bomb or some threat you might not have any other way to deal with. So it's going to be just fine for you there for sure. Next is a flip card. It's Aberrant Researcher, which flips into perfected form. So it costs a blue and 3 generic, human insect, 3/2 flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, put the top card of your library into the graveyard. If it's an instant or sorcery card, then this transforms, and it transforms into a 5/4 flying insect horror. So this is obviously a rift off Delver of Secrets. First off, I do want to say that a lot of people are comparing or contrasting this with Delver. First thing to remember is Delver was a 1-drop, which flipped potentially into a 3/2 flyer on turn 2. Attacking in with a 3/2 flyer on turn 2 is a lot better than attacking in with a 5/4 flyer on turn 5. It's just the way things go. Your opponent's going to have a lot of ways to deal with a 5/4 flyer on turn 5 as opposed to a 3/2 flyer on turn 2. Now, having said that, where does this card kind of fit in? I do like the fact that you're no longer just showing the top card of your library to flip it, but the card goes into your graveyard. So that's going to work well with a lot of the other graveyard matters mechanics that are in the set. So that's kind of cool. But paying for a 3/2 flyer doesn't really feel that economical. That's the only thing I'd say about this. So because of that, I don't really see this making constructed play. Perhaps in standard, if there was a blue-white control deck that needed some sort of creature like this that you knew you had a really good chance of flipping it. But quite honestly, again, I think that's a long shot. I think this is going to be a great limited card for you. A 3/2 flyer is okay for 4 in limited, and if you can flip it, which is going to be probably difficult to do in most cases, then gravy on top, that's awesome, but a 3/2 flyer might just be good enough. But I could see this maybe in some commander decks. This might be an interesting cube card in the right build. But other than that, I think it's going to be relegated mostly to limited. Finally, we have Tamiyo's Journal, and this one's a rare, cost 5, legendary artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, investigate. Tap, sacrifice 3 clues, search your library for a card, and put that card into your hand, then shuffle your library. So this one's kind of cool. Now, this screams commander card to me. Costs 5, so it's a little pricey. You're not going to see this really in constructed formats, not even standard probably, just because even though the effect is pretty good, just the fact that it costs 5, and then you do have to jump through some hoops by waiting a few turns, making sure you can get clue counters, and sacrificing clue counters. You're just doing a lot of work to tutor. And tutoring is amazing, but you're doing a lot of work, and it's just a little inconsistent, and it could get destroyed before you get there. It's just not the type of card you're going to play in a constructed environment. Commander, this is going to be awesome. You're going to love playing this in Commander. You put this on the board, you just start getting some clue counters. Maybe you can draw some extra cards. When the time comes to tutor, you may have the opportunity to tutor. It'd be cool in some cubes as well. So there's definitely some uses for this. I would also play this in probably most of my limited builds. Now, if I'm going super aggressive in my build, and maybe I'm doing like a black-red aggressive deck in my sealed pool or my draft, then I might not want this because I just want to keep putting pressure on. But if I'm being a little more slow and controlling and methodical, maybe blue-black or something like that, this might fit in that limited build. So I think this will see limited play. Not all the time, but it will be good in a lot of decks. So, having said that, those are the new cards for today. So like I said at the top of the show, we will be back, I have no doubt, by tomorrow with more cards. There will be more shown this weekend. I'm very confident of that. And definitely on Monday, we should also have some more cards to look at. So we'll be back every day that there's new cards. So until then, hey, thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and have a great day.
Hey, thanks as always for watching. This video, like all my videos, was made possible by the generous support of viewers like you on Patreon. Even a donation of $1 helps me to keep growing this community and creating better quality videos for all of you. Check out our Patreon page for exclusive giveaways and future goals for the channel. If you haven't had a chance yet to subscribe, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the MTG news, spoilers, set reviews, product openings, or finance videos on Heroes and Legends. Talk to you again soon, and have a good day.